Hi, I'm Tilde, and I'm from Denmark, and you're watching what I'm doing right now.
And suddenly, winter. Both its nature and its abrupt arrival make it feel like a mostly apropos metaphor for whatever this current phase of my life is. A sudden influx of cold and darkness that strangles the warmth and buries the light. But despite the feeling of its brusque appearance, it was inevitable and obvious for anyone who was paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. The success stories we're exposed to, and the way they're told, especially those stories that relate to entrepreneurs, glorify the idea of charging into battle, uphill, against impossible odds. When things look their bleakest, you'll kick it into third gear, you won't take no for an answer, you'll pull off the impossible, delighting your supporters and putting the naysayers in their place. The truth is, when circumstances work out that way, they work out that way by accident. It's a fluke. It's serendipity. It's incredible, and that's why they make good stories, but they don't make good blueprints for success. Looking back at this last summer, when the shit started hitting the fan for my company, it felt sudden. It felt like everything was fine, and then it was instantly very not. But now, in hindsight, I can clearly see countless instances in which my senses were dulled by my misplaced belief in how success was to be achieved. It didn't matter that we didn't have money. We would get money if we just believed. It didn't matter that we had no new prospective clients. We would get clients if we just believed. It didn't matter that we didn't even have the resources to properly service our current clients. We'd make it happen if we just believed. There are plenty of people who can now say, "I told you so," and some of them have. But at the time, what were very reasonable assessments and suggestions about the state of things were unable to penetrate the mindset I had about how we were going to pull off success. It wasn't that I ignored suggestions or didn't hear them. It was that I thought they were incorrect. I believed that the only way we were going to make it was to keep going as fast as possible, barrel through our obstacles, and if we did that long enough, we'd be rewarded. It would have all been worth it. So when people around me were saying, "Maybe we should ease off the gas pedal and slow down. We're running out of fuel. Maybe we should shed some weight. Fix that flat tire." None of that felt right to me. That wasn't how success stories worked, and I wanted to be successful. I wanted all of us to be successful. I thought I was doing the right thing for me and for my employees. I thought I was going to make them all rich and creatively fulfilled and happy. Turns out, I was just being stupid. And the repercussions of my decisions are going to be with me for a long time. Financially, I'm worse off than I've ever been in my life. I've got business loans out my ears, I've still got unpaid wages to ex-employees, I've maxed out my credit cards with business expenses, I still owe rent every month on office space that I have no use for. I can't afford the house I live in, so we had to put it up for sale, but it's wintertime in Montana, so of course no one's buying, and no one wants to be renting a room in a house that could potentially sell at any time, so all but one tenant has moved out. Without people to pay the rent, I now have to spend almost 100% of the money I make every month on my mortgage, while not making any headway on the rest of my debt burden. Worse than the financial ramifications, though, are the social. The dumb business decisions that I made affected more than just myself. I put a lot of people, who had put their trust in me, in financially strained positions. I made people feel like I didn't care about them, which is a hard pill to swallow because so many of my decisions were made thinking I was doing what was best for everyone's future. All the late nights working, running myself ragged due to lack of sleep, what kept me motivated was that I cared about my employees, my friends, and I thought I was going to pull a rabbit out of a hat for everyone. The lesson here, though, is that intention only gets you so far. Ultimately, people care about results, and if you can't deliver, maybe they'll forgive you once or twice or maybe 3 times, but at some point, all the good intentions in the world won't be enough. So where am I now? My net worth is in the toilet. Many people who were and are important to me don't talk to me anymore. At worst, some even say things about me behind my back that, in a close-knit community like Missoula, quickly spreads through whatever's left of my social circle like a poison. In the grand scheme of my life, this is certainly the darkest it's ever been. That's not to say that I'm in the worst headspace I've ever been in. In fact, I think recently I've been able to achieve a level of clarity and motivation that for months eluded me. It's just that I'm more capable now of more correctly assessing the damage around me and my choices that caused it. I'm not telling you any of this because I'm looking for pity or attention. What I'm hoping you'll take away from this is the same thing that I feel I'm taking away from the experience of running what I thought was my life's work into the ground and alienating friends in the process. You can't make choices based on how you think things are supposed to work out while neglecting how things actually are. There's a danger to living in the fantasy land in which you will find success or wealth or love because you're destined to, because you're special, because you feel like you deserve it. Maybe you do deserve it, but that isn't an excuse for ignoring signs that what you're doing isn't working. If you're going to fail, fail fast. If something isn't going to work, whether it's a hobby project, a business venture, or a relationship, you want to know that it isn't going to work as soon as possible. Fail fast, and then get up again. Figure out why things didn't work and set a new path forward. Maybe your end goal is the same, but now your approach is different. Or maybe you've realized your end goal is something different entirely, but now you know and you've figured it out as soon as you possibly could because you failed fast. Don't be afraid to fail. If something is going to break, you want to break it as soon as possible. Fail fast. I'm in the metaphorical winter of my life, but I know that spring is coming. I'm going to get out of this pit, and with lessons learned, I'll be capable of better decision-making in the future. And, with any luck, putting my experience out into the world will help at least somebody avoid some of the same mistakes that I have made.